Hi, my name is Kristen, and I'm excited to start working with you. Working on Zoom has a number of different benefits that are nicer than working in person, and there are benefits to working in person as well. But I like to work on Zoom with my patients because you and I can see the same thing at the same time. That has allowed us to work more efficiently. What I've found is that when people are turning away from me to look in a mirror, then I can't see their mouth anymore, and they might not be doing the same thing that I just saw. But if you're looking in your own camera, and you're able to see your own mouth and I'm seeing, and we're seeing the exact same thing at the exact same time, then I can give you real-time feedback. And that has been super helpful. I didn't used to work on Zoom. I used to work in person. And then we were all kind of required to work on Zoom for a little while. And this is what we figured out, that if the camera's really clear and the lighting's really good, then we can both see what's going on all the way back to the back of the throat. So a little bit on lighting. It's super important to have good lighting. Now, lighting that's coming from the back and is backlighting is creating a lot of shadow on the front of my face. So I can see that the side of my head is lit up now, and this is actually causing a glare in the camera. And so as I'm looking in the mouth, it's really kind of dark in there. I'm having a hard time seeing what's going on all the way to the back of the throat. And it's really important for me to be able to see the back of the tongue, the uvula, all the way back to the back of the throat when you're saying ah, right? So I would close all blinds behind me and just open the ones in front of me. So now I've got light that's coming down on top of me. The blinds have been shut. And now I'm going to add my ring light. And now I can really see everything that I need to see in order to do myofunctional therapy. And that's super helpful. It's really important to have your face really close to the camera because we're going to focus on all of the muscles of the face and the neck. So I want to be able to see your neck. If you've got, a turtleneck or something going on, please change it for a shirt that allows me to see all of these neck muscles. And also, it's really helpful to change the view in Zoom to gallery. So you just kind of move your mouse around until all the buttons pop up and you'll see a bunch of different options at the bottom, like video, and be able to mute yourself and share screen. Up at the top of mine says view, and I can change the view from speaker to gallery. And that is really helpful because then you can see yourself just as big as you can see me. And so you can see what I'm doing. You can see your mouth really big, and I can be pointing out what's going on in your mouth in real time without you having to like squint and see the small picture of you. It's also really important to be on a bigger screen, like a laptop or a computer or maybe even an iPad or tablet. A phone is too small. You will not be able to see yourself and me very well on a phone. We need to be able to see the little details. And so the bigger we can get those details, the better off we're going to be. Zoom likes to automatically filter out any sounds it thinks are not speaking sounds. And so if you're sitting here doing this, then I'm probably not going to be able to hear it until I change the sound to original sound for musicians. And now I can. That came through much louder, much clearer. And so if you can change that in your settings before you even get on Zoom, super helpful. We'll be able to hear like gulping sounds while you're swallowing, that kind of stuff. If you can see my mouse here, right up here is a tiny little picture of me. And I click on that and I go to settings and then I click on audio because we're changing the sound. And automatically it is on Zoom background noise removal. It is wanting to get rid of your dog barking and get rid of the truck that is going past your window, things like that, which is great. But I do want to hear all the little sounds that your mouth is making so that I can figure out if you're making correct movements. So you want to click original sound for musicians. And usually that's all you got to do. There's like no save button. You just click it and then you click out. Then once you have changed those settings to original sound for musician, it often doesn't stay that way. And so my Zoom account has learned that I want the original sound for musicians. And so it will then pop that up as a button on my Zoom account. And just like the chat button and the mute button and the stop video button down at the bottom. I have up on the top corner the button original sound for musicians so that I can hear all of the little things. And that's been super, super helpful as well. Got your kit before we meet for myofunctional therapy if you're pretty certain that you're going to move forward, because you will have something like this. Yours might be a different color, but this retracts the lips. Look at that. Look at all this. I can see so well now. I can't talk very well, but I can see really well. And that's really nice. I can see everything that's going on, and I'll be able to kind of compare with the notes that your doctor has given me if you have met with a airway dentist or an airway orthodontist beforehand, and get an idea of what's going on functionally. Your dentist or your orthodontist probably measured a bunch of things, measured bone, measured how much you open, took a look at your teeth, made sure that they were healthy, figured out where they were going to move them, if they're going to move them. What I am looking for is muscle function. And so I need fairly good lighting so I can see all of the muscles. See if you can hold that tongue point. Pretty still and pretty straight. And and we'll take a look at a bunch of different things when we meet for your assessment to make sure that myofunctional therapy, muscle therapy is something that would help you. It's good to have some food close by and some water. Definitely an open mouth container is much better than a straw. I want to see how you are drinking, how you are eating. When you have some food close by, please get a cracker or a chip or a nut, something that is crunchy, that doesn't have a lot of water in it. If it's vegetable or fruit that is crunchy, it's also going to have a ton of water, and we swallow that differently than we swallow things that don't have any water, that are dry, like crackers and chips and stuff. If you can use a cracker or a chip, that would be better. A nut is okay as well. And I won't have you eat a lot of them, but it would be good to have like a full size so that you can go through a few swallows for me so I can see what's going on there. Also, every once in a while, I like to dress up, especially if I'm working with a younger child, and that can help them keep a little more engaged since we're working on Zoom here. And so it can be fun to either let your child dress up, or if you fill out the forms and let me know what your child likes as far as book characters and or stories that they like to read, things like that. And I can maybe add, I'm more likely to add those stories into the exercises themselves, but I can sometimes dress up as a pirate, or as Little Red Riding Hood, or as Carmen Sandiego, or a number of other things that that don't include red. But that can be a lot of fun as well, and kind of keep them a little more engaged and keep them wanting to continue to do the exercises, even for younger kids as young as like 4. So that can be a little more fun. But I highly recommend letting them dress up as well so that they can show off their fun new outfit while we're working on the myofunctional therapy stuff.